14 minutes to 7 o'clock, you're tuned in to Morning Live. Let's shift our focus now onto this, where science and technology is contributing significantly in reducing socio-economic challenges. In Parliament recently, Minister in this portfolio, Naledi Pandor, supported this statement by making reference to running projects across the country. To tell us a little bit more, she joins us now from our Pretoria studios. A very good morning to you, Minister. Thank you for being with us here on Morning Live.
Good morning, Raylene, and morning to your viewers. Thanks for the opportunity.
Let's chat about some of these initiatives that you spoke about in Parliament.
Well, I think what's really exciting for us is for a long time we've been trying to encourage our country to make much more use of the knowledge that is created by our researchers and to use technology to create economic opportunity, both within the advanced industrial sector, but also to alleviate poverty in our communities. I'm especially excited about the project I referred to in Goa, which is now going to become a factory for making dried fruit as well as fruit juices. And it's almost entirely run by the community with the support of the University of Limpopo. And we were assisted by the private sector through ensuring that we had the appropriate quality standards. We had biochemists from one of our companies, Sasol, as well as funding through the EU Poverty Alleviation Fund. So what we're trying to show is that science and innovation can actually help you build a future that is far better than where we are today.
Obviously, all of the initiatives, they need the correct infrastructure in order for them to survive. Do we have the kind of infrastructure when it comes to aiding the science and technology projects that you hope to undertake to have these great socioeconomic benefits? Do we have that kind of infrastructure in South Africa?
Well, one of the things that we do is we create what are called technology stations in different parts of the country. They're usually located at a university with a research function, as well as at science councils. And what the technology stations do is provide support to new businesses, to community members who want to learn how to use tooling equipment or other technology to refine goods that they produce. So we make that expertise available, provide the equipment. But then, for the high-level research at our universities, we're also providing equipment through a very robust equipment grant. For example, we've provided a mass spectrometer at the Wits University, Itemba Labs, and then we've also provided equipment to the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, also working with Mintech. We created a clean room facility where they can do high-end innovation work utilizing nanotechnology and other systems.
Sometimes when you speak about science and technology, some people feel a little bit alienated from the conversation. However, science and technology and the innovations that it brings us affect each and every single one of our lives. For those people that are sitting in some of our poorest communities in South Africa, how is science and technology helping them? And how do you envisage it to help them in the next financial year?
Well, what we're trying to do is really through several of our initiatives address a range of challenges that we're confronted with in society. For example, we discovered a few years ago that we had some young people with science and engineering degrees who are not able to find employment. So working with several technology companies in our Technology Top 100 program, we devised an internship work experience program for graduates. It's working brilliantly. They're being absorbed both in the companies that have them as interns, but also in other companies which may not be part of the program. So in that way, a young person who was sitting at home for 3 years not finding work has a year's fantastic training and work experience opportunity, becomes immersed in technology, and then is able to earn a livelihood and support themselves and their family. Beyond that, there are many other examples that we can give. I invite Morning Live to visit several of our programs, and we'll show you what the talent of South Africa is doing.
Lovely stuff. And I think we'll take you up on that offer in the near future. But let's chat a little bit about your budget now. It's increased only modestly to 7.4 billion rand this year. What are some of the priorities going to be? And then, of course, we've got that small little project of Meerkat that's also underway that we've got to consider.
Well, Meerkat is our biggest initiative. As you know, it's a global project. We do provide quite significant resources toward building the Meerkat. We're now really thrilled because the International Board for the Square Kilometre Array has finalized the financial design with respect to deciding on the budget. And they've set it at 650 million euro for SKA1, and the design phase is now underway. We are meeting our deadlines with respect to the 64-dish Meerkat. Half the dishes, 32, will be up by middle of 2016, and we are on track to complete the Meerkat by 2017. So I'm very excited at what is happening in our astronomy sciences.
Tell us a little bit now what else is going to be used from your budget. Like, how much of your budget is going towards Meerkat then, of the 7.4 billion?
Well, I think for this year, toward the SKA, which Meerkat is a part of, we have 767 million rand. And then what I'm really thrilled about, Raylene, this year, is we're able to attend to a gap we've been worried about for a very long time. And these are your established researchers who receive grants from us and who train our masters and doctoral candidates. We've been concerned that we haven't looked after them well. We've been looking after the young scientists, what we call the emerging scientists, but those with experience who really produce the knowledge, who train our young people. I'm thrilled that we're going to improve their grants from this financial year. We have 100 million dedicated toward improving that, and I would like to see that grow. I am excited that the budget has increased, but we need much more if that future is to be as bright as I anticipated and as bright as the National Development Plan would like to see it be. We need more funding toward innovation. We need a more risk-taking environment in South Africa. We need to be able to support all those creative persons, the young people who are producing new apps, who are working in our M Lab, and who are really thrilled about the opportunities we bring to them. I'd like to see thousands of them being supported to create new apps, to establish their own startups. That's when I think we really will be having the kind of impact South Africa should.
Minister, when you get told what your budget is, you have in mind the goal that you want to achieve in that financial year. Obviously, you've got ongoing projects that also need funding, and that's over a number of years. But if you had one goal and one dream that you would like to see realized through the money that your budget is given to, you know, the money that you put behind, what would that one dream and that one goal be for this financial year?
I have two, if you don't mind, really big things I'd like to see done. The first is I would like South Africa to have its own pharmaceutical company that the state supports initially, but which eventually becomes a big South African-based pharmaceutical company. The second is I'd like us to have the independence to manufacture vaccines in South Africa. We're on track with this, and my dream is to get it done and underway, beginning to produce vaccines for Africa and South Africa by 2016.
Wow, a pharmaceutical company, South Africa's very own pharmaceutical company. How far are we in realizing that dream?
Well, my DG has promised me we're very close, so I'm watching him and keeping my hand on his shoulder to make sure that we achieve this ambition.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. That's Minister of Science and Technology, Naledi Pandor, chatting to us from our Pretoria studio. Thank you very much, Minister, for your time this morning.